It's the RIOT Podcast. Good Wednesday, January 11th edition. Good show, guys.
Yay, good show.
Yeah.
Come on.
Happy Wednesday.
That's right. We're
Yeah.
moving along and getting to the end of this week quicker.
And it's a day to celebrate because today is National Milk Day.
I know we talked about milk.
You even look like milk with your hoodie on.
I know.
That's
I'm wearing white to
right.
commemorate it.
It's in honor of it.
Yes, of the fantastic milk that will be indulged into today. But yes, we did talk about milk today because it was National Milk Day, one of my favorite treats. You'll get yourself a milkshake or a glass of milk. We also kicked off the show by talking about people stealing things at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people keep on stealing
Not
from
even
me.
stealing, they're just
They're
throwing it
things
away, which is even worse.
Well, it's hard because you're at the start of the new year, and I think a lot of places, or at least ours is got into the whole let's have the place deep clean. So before then, everybody needs to go through stuff. And we have a couple of eager beavers, really, really eager people here who took that to heart. And so they've just been throwing everything away.
Yeah.
And Isaiah had something thrown away that was his. He's had many things thrown away.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple weeks here for
I
me.
think you've been targeted.
Have I? I know. I feel
think
like
you're the
nobody
only
else
one-
has gotten anything thrown away.
You're the only one bringing in more stuff, though. So you have a greater chance.
It's because I'm the only one that eats here like a lot. I eat breakfast and lunch here. And
you
I have a lot of
working?
little things. I work sometimes. I eat breakfast and lunch here, and I have a lot of things that I use, and people just throw my things away.
See, my stuff I keep all in my little lunch bag.
Yeah.
So you could just, have a little tote or
And
something.
Your cooler doesn't have an expiration on it. So
No,
unless
so they're
somebody
not looking
opens
in
it,
it.
I think that somebody else needs to get something thrown away so they can feel it. Like they can feel how it feels to walk in there and be like, oh, I'm going to make eggs this morning, and then walk in and then for them to be gone.
No, you need to throw away their favorite mug or go to their office and throw
yeah.
something away that'll really hurt them.
Yeah, that way, because that's all I ask is that when I come in, I can just eat. That's all I want to do when I'm here.
Not work, eat.
I don't care about working or whatever. I just want to eat. That's all I want to do.
Do you remember on the show when Chris, our engineer, had his special mug with the bears on it thrown
Yes,
away?
teddy bear Christmas
and
mug.
we all banded together because we thought it was an injustice. And we found him the same exact mug
On
eBay.
eBay,
and got
yep.
it for him. You should do that for Isaiah's ketchup.
Yeah, we should.
all band
I already
together.
replaced it, and I'm sure if I go in there this morning,
It's
it's
gone.
probably already gone.
Or
I'm
half
sure of it.
used at least.
Yeah, it's already probably gone.
The difficulty is, ideally, everybody would only throw away things that they belong to them, and they know that belong to them, so they know they're bad. But at the same time, that's how the stuff that belongs to nobody just winds up sitting there for
Which
so
is why
long.
they're cleaning out everything.
Yeah, right. So it's a no-win situation, but somehow Isaiah's turned it into a lose.
I've been losing.
Yeah.
Well, you're on a streak at least. Might not be a good
I'm on a
one.
hot streak
But you're
right
on a
now, of
streak.
losing things. We also talked about breaking up with a friend and how you should go about doing that.
Which there's a lot of disagreement on that.
We'll let you guys listen, and then you guys give us your input on how would you break up with a friend.
Yeah, we also talked about some of the newest dating trends of 2023 and what you should be trying to do this year if you are looking for a significant other.
You
I love it.
Do you think you learned anything from that? Because you're the one that's dating.
Anything that I've learned from that?
Yeah, or any of those trends that you think you'll be practicing in the new
I
year.
don't know if I will.
You're just gonna keep doing things the same old way.
I feel like I have a good way of doing it, and I feel like I've been doing good. I mean, it hasn't really reaped any results, any good benefits from it, but some of those I think just aren't for me.
You're having a good time. That's all that matters. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on people's dating style because, the end result is to find someone you want to marry. But, I mean, you're not necessarily old enough to find someone you want to marry. So it really just depends on, just enjoy dating,
And
then.
I think if you go into every date, especially if you're using dating apps and you're like, I gotta find somebody to marry.
That's the
That's
worst.
a really intense
Oh, yeah.
mindset to use, and you might scare some people off and make yourself get way too much in your own head. You just gotta take it easy. And the good thing with Isaiah that I have to say,
Here it
What do
comes.
you
Here
say?
it
this
is.
is true. You're patient.
I am patient.
Yeah, he's patient.
I'm super patient.
He's not forcing the issue. I like that.
Yeah, I'm just chilling and I'll figure it out. I'm gonna be picky.
He's just over here with his butter, his nuggets, and milk.
yeah, exactly.
Waiting for
And that's all
someone
he needs.
who will not throw away his stuff.
It's only a matter of time before an Instagram model just falls into my lap, and I'm just waiting for that day. It's
Okay,
just a matter of time.
And
You know
Instagram
what?
model
That wasn't
doctor.
one of the
Yes,
trends.
doctor. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Dr. Model.
Doctor model, please.
And let's end there.
All right. We'll catch you next time.
Bye, guys.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
Nikki, we've got a mystery on our hands, a mystery that continues to keep unraveling.
Ooh, what is it?
Except that we don't have a lot of answers.
Okay, what's the mystery?
The mystery is who is messing with the fridge.
What else happened? Did you lose your ketchup again, or?
Not ketchup this time.
Okay.
But it seems as if every single day that I come in to the kitchen, there's unfortunately something that has been taken from me.
Oh, no.
And yesterday, it continued.
Something even more egregious than the ketchup.
This is the worst one yet. And it seems like such a minor thing, but it's so essential to my day-to-day.
Yeah, what is it?
And so my butter was gone.
Oh, no, you use that
yesterday.
to make your eggs in the morning.
Every morning I use it, and I use it to make my toast, too. I put butter on my toast, as everybody else does. And that's something that I need because I can't make eggs without the butter. There's literally no way that I'll be able to use the pan if I don't have the butter.
So who's throwing out the butter?
I don't know. Like, what a
Do they think it
wild
was
thing.
old butter,
I
or-
must. It probably was
Yeah,
old.
oh, yeah.
I assume it was expired, but does butter really
I mean-
expire?
Yes, it does.
Does it?
It was Country Crock.
Yeah.
So does that even count as butter?
Well, it's a spread, and I understand, though, because you need it for your daily breakfast. Did you have your name on it?
I did not.
Well,
because
what do you expect?
But listen, I
It's
thought
expired.
I was sharing it with everybody.
Yeah,
No,
I've used his
they're-
butter many times.
Exactly. I thought that if I put my name on it, it would stray people away
No.
from using my butter.
See, that's your mistake. They're cleaning out everything this week. It was
Yeah.
probably expired, and
was
there's no
probably.
name on it.
Expired. You use it every day, right?
Yes, I do.
Really every day.
I use it every
was
day.
It's not like the big tub of Country Crock.
It's just that little thing.
It's a little thing. It fit in the door.
Yeah.
Country Crock, the shelf life is 9 months from when it's manufactured. Do you think you bought it 9 months
I
ago?
could have. I very well could have. I don't know.
Okay.
Because we had 2 butters in there at one point, and I was going back and forth using each of them.
And they probably were both
Why?
expired.
And they
Why are you doing that?
I felt like we needed to use them all. And so I was using both of them. And then yesterday I came in to make my eggs, and I couldn't even make my eggs in the morning. That's the worst part. Is if you're going to throw something away that's integral like that, I
You
just
need
need
to
to know.
replace it, yeah.
Because today I brought in more butter. Is it expired? It is.
Oh, my God.
What?
But listen, I'm going to use it, and nobody throw it away.
Put your name on it.
I'm going to put my name on it.
You know what you need to do? Don't
What?
put your name on it.
Cross out the expiration date.
Yes. Scratch out the expiration date.
Because I'm going to use it. It's just butter. Like this butter, like I don't believe that it could be harmful to me, even though it expired in May. Like it doesn't
Now,
matter.
I will give you have had other things walk away that should not have been taken.
He
and
had a ketchup swap.
he had
A
whole
brand new
thing.
bottle of ketchup. Brand spanking new.
I understand that, but I can't walk with you on this one because you don't have your name on it and it was expired, so they're going to throw it out.
You don't know
They're
what's
cleaning out this.
expired.
They look at it.
Who's they?
Who is the
That's
they?
what I want to know.
We
cleaners.
have a professional cleaner.
The fridge police?
They sweep the fridge and they get rid of all the stuff, even though there is more stuff in there that needs to be thrown
And so
out.
now I put my name on everything. So when you look in the fridge, my name is everywhere. It's on my
Everywhere.
eggs, it's on my milk, jelly, ketchup, all the things that I was planning on sharing with everyone.
You're not allowed
no
to.
longer sharing.
No.
I know they threw out his butter, and we can say that maybe it was
It
expired.
was
guess
expired.
there's a
I
good
understand
chance.
that one. Fine, whatever. It was expired. I'll
But
take that.
then after Isaiah raises to me, I was like, I bet you I can find something else expired in this fridge that wasn't thrown away.
Yeah.
And what did I find, Isaiah?
He found some sort of tomato-based. What was that?
It was like
You mean ketchup?
taco sauce.
It was like
Taco
taco
sauce?
sauce.
yeah, that's been open and definitely has. I know when that's been in there. That's been in there for a long time.
So they're just sweeping the shelves on the side, probably.
That was in
Yeah.
the shelf on the side.
Oh, it was?
I think
There
they're
was
just sweeping
also-
my things.
Oh, they don't like
Yeah,
you.
I just
That
think
must
somebody
be
has
it.
it out for Isaiah because they're not taking my stuff.
All of Hudson's expired stuff still sitting in
Yeah.
there. My stuff, the minute it expires, it's out of there.
Well, you need your name on it, or you need like not even a Sharpie on it. You need like a Post-it like labeling system.
No touchy touch.
That way, people can know. And then if there's someone you want to use your stuff, just verbally tell them.
Tell them they can
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah. All right, we have an alliance, Isaiah.
I'll tell
Because
you.
I'm with you on the butter.
You know, the butter.
ketchup.
The butter was one thing. The ketchup was the most egregious because the ketchup was brand spanking new and it was only in there for 3 days
That one
and it
hurt you the
just
most.
disappeared. It just disappeared.
No, my favorite is that you brought in new butter, but the new butter still is expired.
It is expired. Yeah, it's the butter
expired.
out of my fridge and it's still expired.
That does tell us a lot of what we need to know. But
I
at
don't
the
go through
same time, don't throw stuff away that's not yours.
All right.
Or just let me know so I can just replace it.
No, so you can go get it out of the trash.
Exactly. That's what I would have done. I would have gotten my butter out of the trash. It probably was less expired than this one is.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Okay. I told this to Nikki. I watched a movie yesterday called The Banshees of Inisherin. It's a new movie. It's going to be, it did well at the Golden Globes last night. It's going to be up for Oscars and stuff. And the movie is it takes place in Ireland. It's an island off the coast of Ireland. It's a tinier island. And the movie starts off with two guys that are friends, like they're older guys. One of them's Colin Farrell. And the other guy just ignores Colin Farrell. Mm-hmm. Like they've been friends for you don't know how long, but there's not that many people on the island. They've known each other for a long time. And then this guy is just ignoring Colin Farrell and tells him that eventually tells him like, leave me alone. I don't want to be friends with you anymore. You bore me.
Okay.
And then the movie goes from there. And then it's all like they're talking Irish. So it sounds really cool. And it's a funny movie. It's a funny movie. Very sad because it's Irish too. But it had me thinking.
It's Irish?
I'm having a lot of trouble following the plot.
Is this
what we're talking about?
Like the Irish, like
it has a way to be
it's kind of like depressing comedy, but like dark comedy. I enjoyed it a lot. Nikki, you might like it. But it had me thinking, how do you break up with a friend?
Oh, because that's what they were doing in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's too far off from when you break up with like a special someone.
Okay. But don't you think it's even more hurtful in a way?
Yeah, but I think also like it happens, and I think it hurts more sometimes than if you're breaking up with a girlfriend or boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You've probably been friends for a lot longer.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So there's no nice way to break up. You just ghost them or you just don't talk anymore.
Wait a minute. It's not right to ghost a boyfriend or girlfriend, so why is it okay to ghost a friend?
I think it's okay to ghost a friend.
Yeah, what else are you going to do? You can't be like...
That's what I'm asking. What's the nice...
You don't want to be weird.
Yeah, you can't just kind of be friends. Eventually, someone's feelings will be so hurt, they just don't talk to you anymore.
I don't... Like, you have more friends.
How'd they do it in the movie?
Oh, you don't want to do it the way they did in the movie.
So, see, there's no nice way to do it.
Yeah, but he wasn't being nice. He wasn't being nice from the get-go. And also... It's hard to ghost somebody when you live on a small island.
Oh, you're right.
It's not like you can exactly go anywhere to get away from them.
It kind of fizzles out.
Yeah, you just stop inviting them to things that you do. If you don't want to hang out anymore.
It could be the other way. They just don't invite you.
But they don't invite you. I'm saying I'm the ghoster here. You asked me how to break up with a friend. I'm not talking about how to get broken up with. I think you just stop inviting them to things.
So okay, but here's what I don't understand then, because that's the first thing I thought of too. Like with friends, you just
is this because we don't have a lot of friends? Do we not even know how to break up with friends?
Or we've broken up with too many,
and that's why we don't have
any. And you don't have any more now.
But we all know, everybody knows you're not. Even though people still do it, you're not supposed to ghost somebody you're dating. It's so rude to them. It leaves them wondering. And whatever, right?
But sometimes I think in the long run,
why is it okay with a friend who you might have been hanging out with for longer?
Listen, dating and friendship is different.
Very different.
It's very different because if you've been a friend and it doesn't end that way, like I think that takes the pressure off because then they don't have to keep trying. You don't have to keep trying. It's not working.
What if they still want to be friends with you?
Well, it's just not going to work. Hudson, what are you trying to say?
Be friends with someone who doesn't want you.
Say that to
No,
them.
you don't. I don't owe you anything. Like, I'm 24 years old. If I don't want to hang out with anybody, I don't have to hang out with anybody. And so if I don't want to hang out with you, I don't have to hit you up, and I'm not going to feel bad about it if I go do something on the weekend and you weren't a part of my plan.
It's going to be messy. There's no nice way to break up with a friend.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. But we all figure out a way to break up with people we date.
Yeah, you're just not accepting it might be.
Actually, not everybody does. Some people will go on an unhappy relationship because they can't figure it out. Listen. And I think that happens with friendships too. Sometimes you just can't. But a lot of your friends too, you see them routinely. Like if you break up with a girlfriend or boyfriend, you can you don't have to go to the same places. Some of your friends, they could be at work, they could be at school, or
I know.
and so you
it's not going to be good.
You can't just ghost them. You're going to see them all the time.
Okay, then fine, Hudson. Then
you can't. Then you just keep them.
You just keep them.
And you just keep them. Then just keep them.
I want an answer because this is something that has to happen.
The answer is if you're like seeing them every day, like you're not going to like stop hanging out with them, or maybe you just don't hang out with them outside of your activity. But the majority of your friends, you don't have to ever see.
Why can't we just why can't we have you just break up with them like you break up with a...
Because that's weird. If I was like, I don't really
But
want
it
to see
shouldn't
you
be.
anymore.
Listen,
Like, that's too dramatic.
It is
You're
weird. It's
not-
also a weird thing to do to somebody you're
Listen,
dating, too.
You're not helping.
Well,
You
Yeah,
have you
for a
owe
long-
you owe the person you're dating an answer. I don't know a single one of my friends an
But
answer.
why?
Because you're my girlfriend. If you're my girlfriend and I just stop talking to you, that's messed up. If you're my friend and I just stop talking to you, that's not messed up.
It is messed up.
I don't know you anything. That's just how it is. I don't know you.
Do you hear that, Isaiah's friends?
Yeah.
You owe him
Hey, you know what? If you're one of my friends and I just stop hitting you up, which I've done before, that means I don't know you anything and I don't feel
Expendable.
bad.
He's got so many friends. He'll just throw you in the pile.
You're just
'Cause
in
at the end
other
of the
one.
Another
day-
notch on the bedpost.
At the end of the day, you're just going to be you and whoever you're married to, and then you may have like one or two friends that you see every now and then, but realistically, the friends you have right now will not be your friends forever. I'm sorry.
I think that is true. I guess what it all comes down to is you never really break up with a friend. You just slowly lose touch until both of you wonder what happened between us.
And then you
You
look
just
them
fade away.
and then it's much more awkward to want to reach out to them.
Then
It
you look-
is.
You look them up on Facebook and you realize you're not even friends there anymore.
Yeah.
How are you doing? How
Do
have
you
you been?
see? This is the sad. Let's come back to the sadness in the comedy.
Listen, stop watching emotional movies, will you? Because
Yeah.
you're proposing questions that there's not really an
That
answer
we're not
to.
mature enough to handle.
We can't do it.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
I have a list here from the TSA of the top things that they confiscated in 2022. A lot of these, I'd say at least a couple of them, are things that we saw individually in headlines, but we didn't necessarily talk about most of them. But but it feels more impactful when you see it in a list altogether.
Yeah, are we talking like the time they took your water bottle because you had water in it?
They don't consider that a top.
Or
That didn't make
are we
the
talking
list.
illegal stuff or like
Yeah.
just super, super weird?
The water bottle is illegal.
No, I mean, yeah, like if you sometimes people bring their own, like reusable water bottle.
Oh,
and
did
if,
this happen to you?
No.
It sounds like it did.
But I've seen a lot of
Sounds
people
pretty personal to
have a
me.
little fit at the machine and then have to empty their stuff out.
By people, do you mean you had a little fit at the machine? Because it really, reusable water bottles a very
No.
specific example.
Or is it like, oh, you had all these drugs in your water bottle?
Yeah,
and that's
no.
where they're more confiscating that.
Yes, it is much more
Nefarious.
that. So let's go through this one. Soiled money inside crutches.
What does soiled mean?
Yeah. Why you can't bring money on a plane?
Well, I mean,
Not if
again,
it's soiled?
one or two. So like,
Or is it the crutches that was the problem?
yeah, that could be
That
it.
could have been. An inert grenade. That was in
Wow.
Milwaukee. I don't see the problem. If it's inert, it's not going to hurt anybody.
It's still
That's
a
the whole
grenade.
that's what it means, right?
And then
Another one.
you could threaten people, like you could cause a thing.
That's a good
Because
point.
they wouldn't know, like, is that an inert grenade?
Yeah,
or?
you can't tell until you pull the pin.
Sure.
How about this? Electric cattle prods inside a guitar case.
Well, that's weird.
Foolproof.
That is really
that
weird.
person really thought that
I'd make
the
him
guitar
play-
case would fool him.
I'd make the person. I assume it's a guy. I'd make him play it. You're like, let me
Yeah.
see you play your guitar.
Yeah, that didn't work. That was at Washington Dulles Airport. There's a lot of guns. In fact, they say that this year was a record year for guns. More than 6,000 guns were confiscated at security checkpoints. 6,000 firearms, and 88% of them were loaded.
Oh gosh.
So
like maybe if someone they carry a gun, but
Yeah.
you can't carry a gun
no,
through
you
a thing.
can't. You cannot do that.
Oh, I like this one. Drugs hidden in a hair scrunchie.
Yeah, that doesn't seem very.
How'd they find that out? Like through the X-ray?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know what that X-ray can do.
I guess.
That X-ray can see everything.
Which is why you want to go through the X-rays. That's your health checkup.
Yeah, that's right.
For the yearly checkup.
Well, they haven't pointed out any of these are the top catches. They didn't point out the top catches of
medical alerts.
Yeah, tumors and stuff like that. There's guns hidden inside a PlayStation, hidden inside an arm sling,
Wow.
hidden inside jars of peanut butter. I think that one was recent.
I was at JFK.
And inside a raw chicken.
See, okay, for me, I guess I would ping someone who had a raw chicken anyways.
Yeah,
I know
that
you can
does
bring
seem
food
suspicious.
through, but that seems weird.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have picked putting a gun in that because I think that makes them look at you like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that definitely raised an eyebrow. Most people aren't taking raw chickens on their flight.
Unless you're really trying to, get some gains, or like, are you keto?
Yeah, or seriously. And then, of course, I remember this one. Fentanyl that was hidden inside candy wrappers.
Oh, yeah.
And that came at such the wrong time, too, because it was like right around Halloween, and everyone's like, watch out, your kids might get fentanyl instead of double bubble or whatever. And everybody was worried about that.
So the list comes out every year since 2016. And the TSA, they say, firearms seems to be the big thing that this past year was.
Yeah, you really got to. It feels like it shouldn't be. We shouldn't need to say it, but you cannot bring a gun on a plane.
But you can bring a raw chicken. I don't know if that's right.
And we're unclear on soiled money inside crutches. Which the problem is on that one.
And isn't it the worst when they had such long TSA lines this past year?
Yeah.
And you're finally up there, and the person in front of you is the gun and the chicken
gun
person.
Yeah, great.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
Right. Let's talk dating. We like to talk dating trends on the show. Usually it's stuff you're not supposed to do. It's, like winter coating and snow globing and things that are actually harmful. Going back to like the first dating trend that had like a cool term was ghosting.
Yeah.
And you know what, Isaiah and I said this, that they got to stop giving these harmful dating trends cool names.
Like ghosting?
Yeah, ghosting. It makes it sound cool, but you're not supposed to do that.
Was it smitten, or what's the
smittens? That was the thing.
Yeah.
Or there was a few of them.
Snow globing was another one.
Right.
That's the one. Yeah.
Snow. Yeah. Then we got to stop because those sound fun.
I want to go snow globing.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
It sounds like sledding almost, or something, some sort of winter activity that you'd like to do.
But trust me, you don't want to get snow globed. But these are dating trends for 2023. This is according to
the projecting.
Yeah, these are dating experts and the folks at the app Bumble. You use Bumble?
Not really.
Can the ladies find you on Bumble, Isaiah?
No, you can't really find me on
that.
there.
That sounds weird.
Yeah, all right. This is what Bumble thinks will be the
Bumble sounds cute too.
dating predictions for 2023. Number 1, open casting. You know what that means? Open casting means
you're open to anybody?
You're less selective about judging a book by its cover.
Are we giving up?
Yes.
Yeah, you're lowering your standards.
For whatever.
It's a cute way to say lowering your standards. But no, if you typically I like blonde people, or like whatever your typical, especially like physical ideas might be of what the person you normally would want to date is. This is, no, I'm going to open things up. Maybe I'm being too specific, and I need to give some more people a chance.
Well, that was a big one coming out of last year's for dating trend of like, stop being so picky. And like if someone's shorter than you or too taller than you, instead you maybe would shut them down, but now maybe give them a try and you might like the person.
I'm skipping that one. Next one.
All right, next.
You're the only one that's actually dating. So let's see if these are trends with you.
Open casting doesn't sound great for me.
All right, number 2. Love-life balance.
Having a better balance with dating? Or?
Yeah. Like, we all talk, we know what a work-life balance is, where you don't want your work taking over too much of your outside life. They're separate things. And so, in this case, the love-life balance is not having whoever you're dating or like your relationships get too quickly take over too much of the rest of your life.
Sure.
You've got work, you've got other interests, and you've got dating. Like, you've got to keep everything, sounds like a guy thing, but compartmentalized a little bit.
So they're saying like maybe in the past too, you would look for someone who was doing way better than you. And that means that might be a negative now because they're going to be working a lot more or a much more high demanding job. Like say they're a doctor and you're just a DJ.
Hey, you know what? That happens, all right? That's my future.
And
what
so
do you mean?
You want to make sure that the person you're really attracted to has a very similar balance. Otherwise, you won't be able to match well.
And that you both have the same idea in mind of, like, after you start getting a little serious, the same idea in mind of how much time you're spending together and, like, free time and whatever. Like, you need time for breaks, too.
These are good so far.
Yeah, okay. Number 3, sensitive men.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hudson, you were just a couple years too late.
For being on trend.
Yes.
So, they say that, there's the old typical, the toxic masculinity, alpha male mentality, and that seems to be out the door where, according to Bumble, 74% of men say they've examined their behavior in the past year and have a clear understanding of what isn't acceptable as far as being like too toxic masculinity.
See, I think it depends though, because like I don't feel like someone who's like really manly. I don't ever think of them as toxic manly. It doesn't make them. Usually they're just toxic if they're toxic.
Yeah, right.
There's a difference. Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah, there is. I mean, that doesn't mean manly men are out, but it just means you need to be have a more emotional side, which I feel like that's something that since the dawn of time, women have been hoping for.
Did you see number 6?
Number 6?
A second chance romance is popular now. You got to go back to people that maybe you dated before.
Circling back.
Yeah, you got to circle back, or maybe they're coming out of like a serious relationship, and normally you'd be really hesitant, but don't be afraid, they say, to jump in.
Isn't that
A red flag
isn't
normally?
that winter coat? Isn't that not that different from winter coating?
That's similar to winter
you
coating.
get back in touch with somebody that you had been before, and you're just like, we got to get together for the holidays, and but in that case they say it doesn't work out.
That's
but
popular.
Maybe with a second chance romance, maybe it can.
Oh, I like number 9, emo
Me
dating.
too. I like that too. That name.
What is
dating?
emo dating?
So-
I was wondering what that was too. It kind of stood off the page to me.
So basically, don't be afraid to be emotional during your dating. So it's called emo dating, which sounds so tiring, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't want something emotional.
They say forget being needy, like as in you can come across as needy, but that's okay because you got to let your emotions out. Is
Guys,
that
there's
what
a
I'm
lot
saying?
on this list.
How about number 10, edu-dating?
What's edu-dating?
That's where like-minded intellectuals seek out their equally educated partners. For me, I don't think that's an option.
Yeah.
I don't
There's
think I
not
would
many
land
low
well
enough. Yeah.
with
It's just people-
edu-dating.
It's just the people reading.
Yes. I'm like, this may not be my style.
That's not your date.
A lot of serious intellectual conversation. That's not really how I do it.
It's really a good list. If you want the whole list, we'll send it to you. But there's a lot of other like spot on like dating trends already you can see for this year.
And some of it all comes down to this is just what people are doing. Like this is just dating, and they're giving it cool terms. But that's what dating looks like in 2023.
I totally want an emo date.
Emo date.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
Okay, for each of the three of us, let's go through. If you go to the grocery store, how are you checking out?
I have anxiety, so I pick it up.
Is that
in
your
my car.
excuse?
I can't. I just don't.
That's wild to me.
It is.
I have never done
What
that.
makes you so anxious?
I just don't like the whole thing and people, and it's a lot. And
Then go to the self-checkout?
there's
love
lines. Oh, still, it's too much.
I love
Nikki
going
is
in
so
there.
out of touch of what it's like inside a grocery store.
Yeah, she just
There's lines and people.
There's nobody in there.
No.
We get off at such a time that if you go to the grocery store when we get off work, there's nobody in there. 'Cause it's like midday.
I will go into Costco, and Costco though is also overwhelming at all times. So maybe that's
But
just
that's
what
worth it, huh?
I do. Like they do a self checkout now at Costco, but that's ridiculous because you have like giant
of
packs
stuff,
of
yeah.
stuff.
It's tough. It's
That's
tough.
a lot.
See,
So
for
wait.
me, I love to go into the grocery store and just peruse. Like, I don't really go in there with a plan. I just see what I can find.
Yeah, you have very little obligations.
I'll
in life,
circle
so.
back multiple times. I'll go from one end
You
to
go
the
in the
other.
aisles?
I'll go down aisles multiple times. My roommate gets real upset with me because I'm in the grocery store for like an hour and a half, and I'll come out with like 7 things. But I do self-checkout because I never buy enough things at once ever to need to have a person there to help me.
Okay. I typically go to the self-checkout, especially now because my problem used to be I'd go to the grocery store. I usually do like one big grocery shop a week for the whole week, and then occasionally I'll get a thing here and there. But you go to do a whole week of grocery shopping, and then you get to the self-checkout, and they would only have they don't have space for all my stuff.
Sure.
So I'm putting groceries on the floor and stuff. It's a hazard. So I used to go to the people when that's how the self-checkouts are. But now at my grocery store, they've put in the thing where you check it out, and then there's a conveyor belt for you, and it all goes down in the end, and then I can go bag it myself.
It's like the extra self-checkout.
And I can't deal with other people bagging my groceries because they suck at it.
Don't you also
I love it.
Because sometimes I feel when I would go in, the person who was like lord or lady of the self checkout lady or the self checkout lanes, like they had a real power trip on like the lanes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think they're just annoyed because these are supposed to be self-checkouts, and
it
somehow they
doesn't
need to
work.
help 8 people at once.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we're all big self-checkouters, or just not interacting with people at all, which makes it interesting to see that at a supermarket in the Netherlands, that they are specifically adding in what they call the chat checkout.
It's a slow checkout lane.
Yeah, so that if you are somebody who
Who are they saying?
they say it's for older folks,
Elderly.
but I think you can go in there at any age. It'd just be maybe more embarrassing if you're younger and you just want to have a chat with somebody.
Lonely.
Yeah, you don't have many friends, you don't have people to talk to, and so you go and you can take as long as you want, and nobody behind you can complain
Yeah.
because they're just waiting to talk to the cashier as well, and it gives you somebody to talk to while they check out your groceries.
So it's created by Jumbo, which is a great name. It's a Dutch grocery chain that has 700 locations, and there you go. You just pick that line and you can talk to the person.
See, for me, I feel like I don't mind talking to people at the store. I wouldn't really like the whole slow part of it, but I don't mind talking to people. But also, and this is, take this for what it is, I feel like the people that are going to be running this checkout aren't going to be people I want to talk to. I'm going to be perfectly honest.
You don't think so?
I don't think, because if you're working the self-checkout or the slow checkout lane, I think you're going to be kind of odd. Like if you were that willing to
They
talk
don't
to
wanna
people.
talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to want to talk to me.
They got the
I
short
think-
straw on which lane they had to work
Yes.
that
No,
day.
I think you have to hire people specifically for this, especially because, again, it is going to be talking to older people. You got to have somebody very patient and that just maybe really just wants to listen or something like that. But no, at the actual, like at our regular grocery stores, I have found, and I hate to say this if you
Say it.
are a
Say
grocery
it.
store cashier, but most of them are like,
Yeah.
you don't want to talk to them.
Thank you.
You're mean.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know why.
there is
Maybe
something
it's just
rough
my
around the
grocery
corners.
store, but yeah, it's tough sometimes.
Well, they're
Chris-
just angry. They're angry in there. And I understand why, because it's not set up nicely for them.
No, yeah, they do. They have a tough time in there, and then they got some person, that's supposed to be helping them, and they never help.
No, the bagger's never ready, or the bagger's never there.
He's over flirting with the gal at guest services.
Yeah.
And so, I get
The
it.
drama in there, you'd be surprised.
They're frustrated. They're
That's why you're
frustrated, but
circling
yes,
around
it
there.
doesn't mean that I really enjoy chatting it up about how frustrated they are.
Well, Crystal, thanks for texting in. I agree with Nikki. I don't go to grocery stores anymore. We have everything delivered. Yay!
Wow, what a life!
Well, you practically aren't paying any extra for it
You don't get the
nowadays.
good experience of eating the grapes while you're in there and getting
You're
to try the
stealing?
things. That's a big part of it.
The Riot Radio U.
Happy National Milk Day.
Big
Oh,
day.
wow.
Yeah,
For
we've
us
got
milk drinkers.
a milk head in our midst, Isaiah. How are you celebrating?
I feel good. I'll probably I'll have a glass, as I always do, for lunch, possibly. I'll probably have a glass for dinner.
You really
as
drink
well.
a glass of milk at work?
I have a glass. I have
don't
half
think
a
I've ever
gallon in
seen
there.
you do. I know you have it. I didn't know you ever drank it.
Yeah, I'll do a protein shake with the milk, and then if I want to have a glass during my lunch, I'll have a glass. Real exciting stuff for me today.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was such a big day.
Yeah.
It is a big day for us milk drinkers.
What do you think it is, Nikki? Do you drink milk
No,
still?
I
Any
don't.
kind of
Do you
milk?
drink almond milk?
Yeah.
No, I don't
Oat
even.
milk?
No, I would. Oat milk, I think is Is it oat milk or no? It's cashew milk that I really like, but it's not as healthy for you. But usually it's an
Probably
alternative.
not cost effective either.
It's not, but I'll drink a milk alternatives every so often.
You ever drink a milk alternative?
No, I hate them, actually.
All of
Oddly
them? How
enough,
many
I
have you
don't like
tried?
any of them. I've tried almond milk and oat milk, and I don't like either of them.
And barley milk.
And I've tried barley
Do you
milk.
remember
I
that?
hate that too.
Yeah.
Not a fan of any of the alternates. I like the old-fashioned way.
Okay.
Which
Out
one
of
do
the
you drink
cow.
though?
I drink, I'll go back and forth. Right now I'm bulking 2%. Summertime, it's skim.
What about whole
Nice.
milk? Do you drink whole milk?
That's too much. I
Eric
I
drinks
prefer
that.
it. I like whole milk. It's really good, but that just seems like a lot, even
It
when I'm
does.
bulking.
Sounds like you're a baby. if you're
Yeah,
drinking
and it sounds like it's a little bit too much fat for me. I
Yeah.
think.
Too rich for you.
So this is my question because I drank a lot of milk as a child. And Nikki, did you when you were a kid?
Yeah, I think everybody does.
Yeah, right. So what is it about you that has made you keep drinking milk as you grow up? Where Nikki and I, and so most other people, I think you give it up at some age. You give up the milk. What is it about you that you keep drinking?
I like the flavor. I think it tastes good.
Well, so do I, but it's just a weird thing to drink, though.
I think it tastes like I like drinking water. I only drink water at home, but I also will drink milk because it still feels healthy to drink. Because it is healthy. So my teeth are so great. It's because I drink milk every day, and I've never broken a bone because I drink milk every day.
Okay, first off, he's pointing when he was doing
pointing.
that. Second of all,
Milk is good for you.
You wouldn't even go to the doctor to find out if you had a broken bone.
But it's because I know I don't have one. Because I've been drinking so much milk, it's impossible. And so milk, good for your teeth, good for your bones.
Oh, you sound like it's propaganda.
It is.
Yeah.
I can't even listen.
It's good
Got
stuff.
Milk commercials worked on him as a child.
Do you want to hear some National Milk Day activities for today?
Let's see if I can participate.
They want you to, from the Milk Day people, to learn something new about milk. So do a little searching today.
Okay.
They want you to try a new product. So they say yogurt, cottage cheese, gelato, like anything you want to do today.
That's right. We do have to remember
Maybe I should get a milkshake today. I'll go to Graders.
Try a new flavor. And then third, and no, we would never do this, is visit your local dairy.
No way we're doing that.
Most dairies offer a tour for visitors so you can learn about how milk is made and be grossed out and never drink it again.
You want to learn something new about milk?
Yeah.
Since that was the first thing on the list. Frogs were put in milk to keep it from going sour in ancient Russia.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know
That
they
kinda
had
ruins
frogs
it.
in Russia, actually.
Dead frogs or live frogs? It
It
doesn't make it any better or worse, but
Because it was so valuable,
It
they didn't
doesn't
want it to go
say
bad.
which, but they do say it worked.
gross.
It
To
actually
keep it
worked.
from going bad?
yeah.
Sour.
Wow.
Before they could homogenize it, I guess. That's what they did is frogs.
Right. Well, that's left me with a queasy
Well,
stomach.
now I don't really
so.
like it as much. It hurts me a little bit.
We also don't like frogs, so.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
Well, it's National Milk Day. Yay.
Have a glass. Have a milkshake. Whatever you prefer.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.